it's time for some Cantonese style random pulls. But first I want to show you this beautiful rainy day in Georgia.
This is the viewpoint from my kitchen into my backyard. Enjoy.
This is perfect weather for some solitaire, as it were. Let me show you how random pulls work. You know, if you're new to Mahjong, Cantonese style is the best style to learn first. It's really easy, actually. It's a 14 tile game. You pick and discard until you have a winning combination, and the combinations can be 3 in a sequence or 3 of a kind. And then the value of your hand is just based on the different sets that you collect. There's a link below if you want to check out the lesson, but it will only take about 15 minutes for you to learn. And if you have a set, of course, and some friends to play, gotta have that. So let me show you how the random pull will work. In Cantonese style, you play 4 rounds, east, south, west, and north, and everybody has a chance to be the dealer for each round. So we're gonna start off with east round, and I'm gonna roll to see which wind I am. I rolled a 5, and we're gonna have me standing at a temporary 1. So if I rolled a 5, that means I'm east. So for this particular random pull, I am east. So I'll put a 1 up on the dice, and then east is the wind of the round. So now I am going to take 13 random tiles, because you have 13 tiles in your hand at all time, and then you pick and discard 1. Your 14th tile makes the winning combination, hopefully. So here's my 13 random tiles, and let's see what the best starting point might be. So I like to put them in order and in suit. Okay, it looks like we have more. We definitely have more cracks than we do bams, but I have 1, 2, 3 pair. So I would play all pung. I would go for all pungs. Pung, pung, pung. So these are potential pungs, I should say, because they're pairs. So if I draw any of these, they can become a 3 of a kind, a pung, or if someone throws them, I can say pung and expose them to complete a set. And then if I can get these in a pair, you get a point for a pung of dragons all by itself. So I'm going to hold on to those and get rid of these first. So that would be my plan for this random pull, all pung. Let's see, let's just think about that. Yeah, because see, I would have 5 discards here. If I go for a half flush, which is the same score, incidentally, as all pung and mixed suits, I would have to throw away 2 pair. And there's 5 there. And also, I do have a chow here, 7, 8, 9, but these are kind of outliers, and I would have to break up this pair in order to make a chow, and then I would be left with 2 outliers. So I think all pung is the way to go for this particular situation. Sometimes it's good to clear to 1 suit with honors, also called a half flush, but in this case, I think it's better to go for all pung. I think it would be a quicker win. And everybody's all about the quick win with Cantonese style. You want to win as quick as you can. If you happen to get lucky enough to draw really well into a pure, you know, like a 1 suit or half flush or all honors, if you draw into that at the very beginning, that's lucky. But more times than not, this is what your hand's going to look like. Okay, so let's try again. So this would end up being a 3 fawn hand. All pung is 3 fawn. If we happen to pair up and pung 1 of these, that would be an additional fawn. And a fawn is like a point. Okay, so now I'm going to mix these up. They're pretty heavy duty, aren't they? Look how chunky those are. That's a standard Cantonese style set. I love it. But it kind of sticks on my table. So it's a little bit challenging to mix. But they're not going to slide around and fall on the floor, that's for sure. And the last thing I want is to have a cracked tile from hitting the ground. I would be very upset if one of these tiles got chipped. Okay. Too many. So there's 13. So now we've got a pair of, oh, I forgot to roll and see what, we're east, so now we're on south round, and I am number 7. If I'm temporarily at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, west, and look, we got a pair of west wind. This is our wind. If you get a pung of your own wind, that's a fawn right there. So this is the south round, and we are west, and there's west. That's a keeper. So I'm gonna hold on to the white dragon. Maybe I could even pair that up. Let's see what we can do with the rest of the hand. There's a couple potential chows. There's one potential chow and an outlier. And here's a couple potential chow here. So really, here we go. Okay. So I'm thinking I would do a half flush here because I have 5 discards. I can chow this. I can chow this. Pung this. I would just need to draw some bams and maybe a couple honors. More bams than honors would be nice to make it to a half flush. But each one of these exposures, if I happen to expose 1, 2, 3, then I can discard 1, 2, 3, and I'd be 2 away from winning. So I think I would do a half flush here. Now, conversely, if I wanted to go for a really cheap hand, I could chow, 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 throw this away, pung that. That'd be, see, that doesn't even work. I have too many chows in here, or this could be my pair, I guess. Then I would have 0 points. You see, if I did all, well, no, I take that back. It would be a 1 fawn hand. All chows is 1 fawn. So like if I throw these away over here and chow each of these sets, and this would be my pair, I would lose that fawn because you can't get any score for a pair. I would have an all chow hand, which is 1 fawn. If I go for a half flush and actually pung the west here, that would be a fawn for the west and 3 fawn for a half flush. This would be a 4 fawn hand if I try to go for a half flush. I would do it. Chow that, pung that. I'd be down to 2 discards. That's what I would do. Okay, now we're on west round. We're temporary 1, so I rolled a 6, that's 8. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this time we're north. So it's the west round and we're north. That's a 4. If we get a pung of the wind of the round, that's a point, or a fawn, I should say. A fawn is like a point. In Hong Kong old school, or yeah, Hong Kong scoring. There's all kinds of ways to score this game. Hong Kong is really the simplest. And I think that's what most people play when playing Cantonese style, which is what this is. Most people play Hong Kong scoring. As far as I know, anyway. obviously I'm an American in America, so people in Asia probably are laughing at me right now. But that's what I would think. Anybody who plays Cantonese style, set me straight. If there's other scoring that most people use, I'd like to know. There's my 13. Okay, wow, we got the Wests again. Did I not mix up very well or something? Oh, and we're on West round. Nice, we would get score for that. Even though we're north, then we're in the north seat, because West is the wind of the round. We would get a fawn for that if we pung it. That's how that works. And here again we have BAMs. And cracks. Okay, so now in this case, we've got, this is very common and it's painful. We have 4 cracks, 4 BAMs, and 4 dots. So in this case, what I would do, if the West goes down, I would pung it first. Then whichever comes first, the BAMs or the cracks, whether I draw or someone discards, I would chow. And then I would focus on that suit and try for half flush. That's what I would do. That's a lot of discards though, 7 discards. So I could do all chow. These are all, oops, this one not so much. This would be thrown away. But all these could be chowed. And then this could be the pair. That would be a 1 fawn hand. I don't like playing 1 fawn hands. Most of the time when people play Cantonese style, there's a point minimum, and it's usually 3 or 4. So even if I do an all chow hand here, I probably wouldn't be able to play in a real live game if there's a point minimum, because a 1 fawn hand, I don't know. I don't know if many people play that way. Whenever I play, I have like at least, depending on how experienced the players are, we'll set a point minimum to 2 if they're beginners and 4 if they're advanced. So this would not be a winning hand. We would have to clear to 1 suit and honors in order to win if we had, let's say, a 4 fawn minimum. This would be a fawn if we pung it, and then clear to 1 suit and honors, that'd be 3. So this would be a 4 fawn hand if we could get there before somebody else. But this is a pretty rough start because we have 7 discards. Yeah. Okay, we are now on the north round, and we are sitting temporarily at 1. We rolled a 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. So we're west. We're in the west seat this time. So north round, and we are west. Okay, oh, we're in north round. Look at north wind. This is a north. If we pung that, we can get a point, a fawn out of that. All right, we have a west, and we're west. We're at the west seat. If we pair that up, we could get a point for that too. And then we've got lots of cracks. So guess what I'm doing? I would do a half flush. Half flush with cracks. Chow that. We already have a chow right there. Pung that. We just need to draw cracks and get rid of those. We could even break this up and chow here, and maybe that could be our pair. So this would be 1, 2, 3 sets, and then we just need to draw in 1 or 2 more cracks and be ready. So after chowing and punging, we would end up, you know, we would throw 3 away because we would have 3 exposures. We would have 2 left to win. That's not too bad. I would go for half flush here. So let me show you what a winning hand looks like if you're wondering, if you're new to this style. So I'm going to go ahead and take, you know, kind of pretend like we actually won this hand. So let me build it for you. So here's a 6. I'm just going to grab some cracks. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I had a west in there. I did. Okay. So let's see if I can quickly pull this together and make a hand so that you can see. So let's see, there's 4, 4, 4. We need 1 more. Okay. So there's 7, 8, 9. There's a pair of 6s. Here's a 2, 3, 4. If we can get, let's see if I can find, well, there's a south. Whatever I find first, a west or a south. Well, there's a north. And there's a west. So here we have trying to find a west to show you how that would work with a seat wind, a tongue of seat wind. Where is that west? Oh. There it is. Okay, so here's what this hand would look like if we actually ended up winning it. So we had a pair of norths, we had 2, 3, and then we had 6, 7, 8. So we drew in some cracks and we punged, we drew in a west and we punged the north and west. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets and a pair. This is all half flush. We have a mixture of pungs, which is 3 of a kind, and chows, which is 3 in a sequence in 1 suit. 4 sets and a pair. That's the standard hand. We would have 3 fawn for a half flush. We would get a fawn for north because north is the wind of the round, and we are in this number 3 seat or west, so we would get a fawn for the west. So this would be a 5 fawn hand. A way for you to remember which seat you're in, let's say over there, the player over there is east, and they're seated at number 1. East is 1, south is 2, west is 3, north is 4. To remember which one you are, you could just say this to yourself in your head, or someone's going to think you're crazy. From the east, which is across from me, counterclockwise, you say eat soup with nuts. Eat soup with nuts. So I'm west. With stands for west. Eat soup with nuts. I'm west. And I got my own wind there. So that's how Cantonese style works. It's very flexible. And your hand very, very rarely will go dead. It just, you have so much flexibility. If your tiles go down, you can change your hand on a dime, which is really nice. There are a couple of situations where your hand can go dead. If you're playing, there are a couple special hands that go against the standard 4 sets in a pair rule. You could play 7 pair, and then you can also play a hand called 13 orphans, which is the 1s and 9s of each suit, 1 of each of the winds and dragons, and any tile paired. Otherwise, it's all 4 sets in a pair of whatever you want. So it's very flexible. Give it a try. If you have a Mahjong set, give it a try. Even if it's an American set, just take out the jokers, because there's no jokers in Cantonese style. But you have so much freedom. And if you want to check it out, there is a link to the lesson below. And I also have a little cheat sheet that you can download. And that's in a link below this video as well. Let me know what you think about this random pull for Cantonese style and give it a try. It really is a lot of fun. And come back and tell me what you think in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to click subscribe. And between now and the next Cantonese style random pull, may all your picks be keepers.